And I send him the message and he basically sends me a reply back. He's like, F off, loser. Hey, welcome to GT Canada. I want to tell you a story today about an experience I had while we were trying to find our GT Canada production manager. So first off, production manager is a bit of a farce, I guess, and for lack of a better term. Really what it was, I've been making a lot of videos, I've been editing a lot of videos, and so far it's been more or less a one-man show. And that's okay for smaller productions like this, where I'm just doing a quick filming, one camera, one audio source, and so on, and then sitting down and editing it after is pretty simple. The bigger productions though, like our $500 car challenges and our road trips, which if you haven't seen any of them, you can click up over here. That'll take you to a playlist of all of our most recent road trips. But those productions are a lot bigger. We've got multiple cameras, multiple audio sources, and trying to bring it all together and merge it into something that's, first of all, interesting, but also something that you guys want to watch. It's not easy. And I'm not the most creative guy in the world. I've got some ideas, but sometimes I'm just not good at executing on those ideas. So I was looking to bring someone else in that would help us with those bigger projects and help with the editing and be an extra creative mind to bounce ideas off of and to get just kind of up the production value of the channel overall, which hopefully you've already seen some of those videos and have a good idea about what I'm talking about. Again, if you don't, check up here and look at the kind of progression of those videos. You can go back to the very first one from 10 years ago and watch to the most recent one, where you can see that progression working its way through, but it's been a kind of a slow pace. And there's always been kind of that undertone of amateurism, which maybe is part of our charm, but I'd like to try and polish that off. Here's the problem I have. You know, it's easy for you to just jump online, find a videographer, and negotiate a price and pay the guy to come and film your whatever, your wedding, your car trip, your production, whatever it is that you've got. There's somebody out there willing to film it. Where the problem comes is I already invest a lot into this channel out of my own pocket. This channel currently is not monetized. You'll have noticed that there's no ads that play at the start of the episode. There's no ads all through the middle bothering people, and there's no ads on the sidebar, anything like that. That's good for you, the viewer. It's bad for me, the content creator, because my operating budget has to be funded by me, my regular day job. As much as I like you guys, I can't put that much money into this, which means we're stuck where we don't have that high production value because we don't have the funds to pay for somebody who can. So I thought, well, maybe I can work out some sort of a trade or a negotiation. Maybe I can find somebody who would be willing to take a piece of GT Canada and just own that and know that when GT Canada makes money, this individual will start getting paid money as well based on that piece that they own. So essentially I'm looking for an out-of-the-box thinker who understands that having a percentage of something is better than having nothing of anything. A good example of that would be Apple. So Apple's a multi-billion-dollar company now, but if you think back to the beginnings of Apple, there were actually three main investors in Apple. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and some other dude. I don't remember his name, you can look him up online. But the some other dude, he owned something like 3 or 5 or 7% of Apple. In the beginning, when they didn't make any money, the future of the company wasn't so certain. And at that time, he sold his stock in Apple for a small amount of money. He still had that today. He'd be a multi-millionaire. And I think he would actually be a billionaire. You'd have to do the math on that, but he would be rich by all definitions of the term of rich. So is GT Canada going to be a $1 trillion company? No, probably not. But will GT Canada make some money at some point? Yeah, you bet it will. And when it does, there would be an opportunity for someone who's willing to jump on board now, be our videographer or production manager, as I'm calling them. I'm looking for that special guy who recognizes the opportunity, is willing to invest some of his time and resources now to help improve the channel to get to the point where it is worth something. So I turned to what I know, which is online on Kijiji, where people offer everything you can imagine for sale. And I went to the videographer section, and there's a number of people in there. So I looked for a key component in the ad. Number one, I've already decided in my mind, I'm looking for a guy who is kind of new, fresh out of school, somebody who is looking to expand their portfolio so they don't have a big fancy website already, and they don't have big expectations. They're just looking for any opportunity to edit some videos, get their name out there, and to build their own brand. So I started emailing guys, and the emails was pretty simple, but also direct. So I said, hi, I'm interested in looking for somebody to film and edit car trip that we do for my YouTube channel. Currently, our YouTube channel makes $0, and we buy the cars with our own money, and we pay for ourselves to go on the trip with our own money, and our food is paid for by ourselves, and our lodging and all of that. And this is more about an adventure that we're filming and putting online. We are looking for somebody who's willing to join us on this trip and to assist in filming and making sure that everything is all together the way that we need it. And when it's all done, they'll take all the footage back and they will edit together the footage into something that's watchable that can be released on our YouTube channel. And then I said, because our channel makes no money, we're not able to offer money for this transaction. I'm looking for somebody who is willing to take a percentage of the YouTube channel so that when it does make money, you will also get paid. The responses I got back were interesting. For example, one guy says in his ad, he says, willing to do pro bono work for the right project and whatever. I just want an opportunity to hone my skills and to learn my craft better and to build my portfolio. And I was like, yeah, this is the guy I'm looking for. And I send him the message, and he basically sends me a reply back. He's like, F off, loser. And I'm like, what? I'm not the one on Kijiji begging people to give me free work. I'm the guy on Kijiji begging people to do free work for me. So I thought it'd be a great win-win, but this he already thinks he's hot stuff, and he's got a crappy Kijiji ad. I'm like, get lost, loser. And one guy had an interesting reply, and he says, I'm not interested in following some spoiled brat child around with my expensive camera gear just so you can make some lame video for the internet. So I had fun with this guy. I replied back and I said, I wish that I was a spoiled brat rich kid like you imply, because then I wouldn't need your crappy services either, and I'd just pay someone to do the job for me. Despite all that, I did have some people reply, and that would be Wayne. So Wayne, if you're watching this is where you come into the picture. Wayne said, I think I got the vision of all this, but I want to meet you guys and just to make sure. So Wayne came out to our old GT Canada headquarters, and he got a chance to check out the gear that we were using at the time, kind of went over what our day in production looks like and whatever, and kind of went over the road trip and the plans for that. And he got comfortable with what we were trying to do. He did end up joining us on our road trip. Unfortunately, he also got to see the other side of our road trips. You guys get to see all the smiley, happy parts of our road trip. Behind the scenes, most of them we do them about 3 days, over 3 days. Day one, we're all super pumped and excited about a road trip, and it's all happy smiles. By the end of day one, early day two, we're starting to get grumpy. We've been on the road for a bit. We're hungry. We've been eating sugar the whole time. So our minds are starting to go crazy. And I know I'm not the easiest guy to get along with at that point. Wayne, though, he stuck through it all. He stuck around. He filmed the whole thing. When he was done, he went home, kept a positive attitude, edited together part one of the video, which if you haven't seen it, it's linked up here. Part 2 is on the way soon, so make sure you've subscribed below and hit the bell so that when part 2 comes out, you'll know and you'll be ready to watch it. It was really great having Wayne catch that vision and come along on board. So if you're interested in having videographer services or someone to just edit your video, I've put Wayne's link to his website down below. There's no real punchline to this story. It's just I want to bring the viewer, up to speed on kind of where we're at with everything and kind of the interesting experiences that we have while we're building this channel up and putting together all these experiences in a way that's entertaining for you, the viewer at home. We're really happy to have Wayne on board for our bigger productions. One day it would be great to just pay Wayne to edit all of our videos, even this crappy car story one. So thanks for joining us today for this car story. Be sure to check out the other videos over here. We've got some great content there and also a lot of back content that I think you'll find interesting. So be sure to check that out. Subscribe to the channel and we'll see you again. Have a great day.